Hey everyone, it's Miella and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about songwriting and I am so excited because this is specifically meant for beginners and people who have always wanted to write a song but didn't really know where to start. Have you ever been like just walking around or doing other things and an idea pops in your head or a melody gets stuck in your head and you don't really know where to take it? This video is for you because there is a song that lives inside everyone and I want to encourage you to start writing. It can be very scary at first, but once you get started and you get the juices flowing, everything starts to get easier as it goes. Songwriting is also kind of like a muscle, and if you don't do it enough, you'll get kind of stale and it becomes this mountain that is like very scary to climb. So it's really important to just get started and to just keep practicing, and before you know it, you're gonna have a ton of hits and you'll be able to perform them live, you'll have fans, and everyone's gonna love your music if that's what you want. But if you just wanna write songs for yourself, that's fine too. Songwriting should be a very fun process. Do not put pressure on it. So let's talk about a song. What makes a song? Lyrics, melodies, and music. There are so many ways on how to write a song, so I'm not gonna be the one to tell you whether it's right or wrong. There are no rules in music. You can do whatever you want. But there is a strategy and there is a reason why some songs become super popular and others just fall under the radar. My first suggestion is, I know this sounds basic, but get yourself a journal and somewhere where you can just store your songs. One day, you're gonna look back on this moment and be like, wow, that's the first song I wrote after you've written hundreds of songs. And you're gonna see your progress and your growth throughout the years. I like to type some things on my notes, but make yourself a separate folder that is just designated for your songs. Stay organized. The open writing and brainstorming phase, whatever is on your mind, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling, things that you've gone through, this is a perfect time to just straight up write. This will help clear your mind, this will help you find a topic to run with, and this will also help you just get your head mentally in that songwriting space that you need to be in to continue to write. I also love this step because if you ever get stuck along the way, you can always go back to your brainstorming and pull from sentences that you wrote to help you find your next line. I swear, this is a thing. It's called the second verse curse. Once you've written your hook, your verse, you're good to go, and then like the second verse comes and you're like, oh my God, it feels like you have to start all over. So the open writing journaling phase is so great because you can pull from that and get yourself out of that block that you might hit. Because this is meant for the beginners, I'm going to assume that you don't have music to write to. That is okay. YouTube is a beautiful platform. It has everything. Pull up an instrumental. What I love to do is find a song that I'm really emotionally attached to or something that just kind of makes you feel something, and I will pull up the karaoke version or the instrumental version and I will write to that song. Be careful though, you do not want to steal somebody else's music. That could get you in a lot of trouble. We're not gonna do that. When you write a song to that track, then when you're ready, you can bring it to a producer and say, I wrote it over these chords, and then you could strip that whole instrumental down, and then you could develop your own track based off that song structure. Don't be afraid to reach out to local musicians in your close proximity of where you are, or even online. If you do know some musicians, ask a guitarist to just pick a 4-chord progression and send it to you in a voice memo or a GarageBand, anything. I'm sure you could probably find a musician on Fiverr to record you a track to write to. The great thing too about writing songs to another instrumental that may not be yours, you'll learn what kind of key feels good for your voice. If you write something, you find that it's too high or too low or too fast, you'll know the tempo, you'll know the chord progression, you'll know the key, and then if you're working with someone who could help guide you, maybe they could transpose it up, transpose it down, get it to fit right for your voice. Just because you don't have music right now doesn't mean you can't go find it. Let's talk about melodies. Melodies have always been my favorite part of songwriting, and I'm just gonna be honest here. I think it's my favorite part because it's like the one thing that I'm pretty good at that's like instant. I am just one of those persons I'm one of those people that walk around the house and I'm just humming things all the time. Melodies have to be catchy and easy for people to cling to. That's what makes a song stick in people's head, right? The way I start writing melodies, I just play a track, whatever I'm writing to that day, or even I'll start with guitar. I just start humming things or just saying la da dum dum ba da dum bum. I'm just literally jibber jabbering right now, but like, yeah, that's what I do. It's so easy to be in the flow of things and then completely forget what you just sang, so please record yourself. I am the #1 person who will sing something in a room with songwriters and they're like, do that again. That was it. I'm like, I have no idea what I just sang because it just goes in and out and I'm just in the moment and I'm just singing things, running with it, and then poof, it's gone. If you're ever stuck on melodies, what I like to do is go listen to a song that I really like or something that's relevant to what I'm currently writing. Listen to their melodies and kind of pull from that. Like I said, you don't want to copy them. It'll kind of distract your brain from getting like stuck into this one space and just being like, oh, I'm singing the same thing over again, but it's not coming out right. Listen to something else, clear your mind, refresh up in there, then come back to your song, and before you know it, your melodies will just start to flow. Lyrics. Lyrics are the story. They have to make sense. The listener is going to be involved with the story of the song. People want to feel something when they're listening to your music. There are those songs out there that make no sense whatsoever. They don't even rhyme. Then you find yourself singing it when you're washing your dishes and you're like, the hell? If you don't know where to start, I love to pull from personal experiences or other people's lives. Heartbreak, love. Your heartbreak could come from a death in the family or moving away from your friends when you're little. Anything that's super emotional, that is a great way to start writing. When you're more advanced, you can write songs about like specific situations that you personally never experienced, but you could get more creative because you're then becoming like a storyteller. As a beginner, it's very easy to pull from your own life experiences because it's something that you feel deeply and something that you want to share with the world or you want to talk about. It's like a very therapeutic process. Love is the universal emotion that everyone can relate to. Love doesn't have to be just about a relationship. It could be about a family member. It could be about a pet my pet is just coming up here to say hello and she's interrupting my recording. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, that's it. Goodbye. When I first started writing songs, I actually used to write about situations that happened to me that I was just feeling emotional about because I'm just a very emotional person. I'm a musician. I can't help it. I'm emotional. Your lyrics are your story. If you don't know where to start, think of somebody else's life and talk about what they're going through or an imaginary life that you wish that you had. For example, I wrote a song one time about a person that I knew in the past, their relationship. They were a couple. One of them wanted to get married. The other one did not. They're married now and they're all good. They have kids. They're good. The story that she told me was they were about to break up because she was basically giving him an ultimatum, like, what the hell are we doing here? And he said it would be easier to just break up. And she's like, oh, so you think your life would be better without me? And he said, I didn't say it would be better, but it would be easier. You say it'd be okay, tell me it wouldn't be better, but it'd be easier to leave me. What's that supposed to mean? There you have it. That is how I write songs. I take a topic that I feel deeply about. I was so hurt for this girl because I was like, who says that? Who says that? You get the point, right? Great. The story needs to make sense though, and although I'm not going to get into different song structures and different patterns that you can do, I'm just going to talk about the basic, but you just need a verse and you need a chorus. Your verse is where you're descriptive and you're kind of telling the story, you're hinting at things. Your hook is the main catchy part that is going to repeat, and that is the part that everyone is drawn to. We all wait for that chorus to hit. It is the gist of the story. So although your verses are going to be telling the story a little bit, your hook is going to be the part where it ties it all together. Start humming some things and put your open writing into a structure with the lyrics. Have a verse, have a hook, have a second verse, and have your hook repeat. So you really only need 3 parts technically. Verse, hook, second verse, hook. Well, that's 4, but the hook is repeating, you know. Songwriting should be a very fun process. There are endless opportunities in songwriting, and the creativity is larger than the life. If you need help or if you would like to share your music with me, I would totally be open to helping you with your song structure or lyric ideas or melodies, anything that you might need. Definitely leave a comment or reach out to me on my Instagram and I would be happy to give you some guidance. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.